Okay, hi everyone. What I learned from the YMCA video we watched that I wish everyone knew, I thought it was really interesting. It was the largest child center in the nation. I knew it was big, didn't know it was that big. A lot of sports were invented in YMCA facilities. I didn't quite realize that it had that much of a contribution. It was basketball, racquetball, volleyball, and women's softball all were started at a YMCA, some over 100 years ago. Thought that was really interesting. And just some additional facts that came with that, like the backboard for basketball being invented because bystanders who were at the Y would be getting in the way of people making shots, and so they had to invent something to help with that. And it's always fun to know the origin story, as well as the YMCA just being the first indoor pool in Brooklyn, and then the first filtered indoor pool not long after that. I think it's really cool to see just how much history of our day-to-day does come from the Y. Some of the new insights I definitely gained were how much it has changed with the times. I had prior knowledge in it being Christian-based and, Young Men's Club of America, but it was really interesting to just hear about, the segregation that was happening originally and how new Ys were then built and created to, house everyone. And as times have changed, they've continued to be more and more progressive and utilize their space for more than just, white Christian men in America. And even though sometimes having those spaces can put a bad taste in your mouth, it was really insightful to hear the entire storyline. And I just didn't know it was so old either, starting pre-Civil War times, helping both the North and the South in our own country. And as terms of, soldiers maybe disagreeing with the Y at the time, I thought that was pretty interesting. And I like the statement made on they wanted to prevent World War I from becoming a venereal disease festival. I mean, I think that regardless of religious standing, it sounds like all of their protocols and virtues were just good moral compasses to live by, and that's not a bad thing. I will say, after hearing all of this and hearing how much the Y had contributed to Civil War, World War I, World War II, I don't hear much about their aid now. I don't hear much about their impact now, more on a global level. That'd be something I'd be interested in hearing more about. I hear more about them on the side of being community driven and very much so in local cities and places, but it was cool to hear about how much they have done on a bigger level, and I'd like to learn more about the recent events that they've participated in. In terms of complete the sentence, I'm inspired by this documentary or discussion too. I'd say definitely utilize my membership. I believe Grand Valley has either a free or discounted student rate, and it's so close by. I think I would really like to take the time to see what my local Y could offer for me. Do I think that the YMCA is living up to the creed or the vision that George Williams had? I do think so. His declaration at the end of the entire video too was, pretty compelling. I think he had the overall vision that our youth is our future, and he started maybe in a more religious context, but anyone who is advocating for our youth, I think, is doing the right thing, and it seems like the Y has, over the years, continued to follow that message. In terms of my current day or present day opinion of the Y, I'd say I have a good opinion. I grew up utilizing the YMCA quite a bit. I grew up right outside of Atlanta, and there was a lot of facilities there, and they did my after-school care. I did sports through them when I was young. I think the YMCA has always been something I've seen around and I've had around. I haven't utilized it in my adult life. But like I said before, I think after this video, that would definitely be something I'm interested in doing.